give me a piece. I take my advice. Just let me be. When the moon shines black as night, we'll bathe in the fires of dragonflight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another Southern Republic knife review. Today we are going to be talking about Schrade. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. This is a company that made gems like this and this and that and that. I know there's bling. Okay, don't go anywhere yet. Stick with me on this one. So this is the, as you can tell, we went and saw Mr. Knife Guy today. Annotated website below. The Schrade Viper OTF Assisted. I think this is the Generation 3. So let's take a look at the knife itself. All right. Let's zoom in a little on that so you can get a better look. All right, so that is the knife itself. Let's get that up. Here we go. We'll talk about everything here in a minute. So it's the Viper Gen 3 by Schrade. We'll kind of go down the list. We'll give the specs first. So the overall length is 8.75 inches with a 3.5 inch blade and a 5 1/4 inch handle. It weighs approximately 5 ounces. I threw it on my scale. I got about 5.1 ounces, but close enough. So it's definitely an interesting knife. Let's talk about the blade shape. It's clearly it's a spear point. This is a shanking blade. You're not going to do a lot of cutting with this. This is really predominantly going to be a stabbing, slicing, self-defense style blade. Prison shank style, really. It is double-edged. So as you can see, there is an edge here and here. So it's a double-sided edge with a very pronounced point. Let's take a look at its cutting potential out of the box. Let's see what we got here. Well, it definitely has a pretty sharp, even the backside is pretty, all right, we're gonna give it that. It does come very sharp out of the box. Let's take a look at, do a little shaving test. See if you can see that. Well, it's definitely not hair shaving sharp. Definitely not. But it's Schrade, so I guess I'm not gonna. It had a nice cut to it. It's got a nice edge. It's got a good tip. And you can see it's a relatively thin blade stock. And it's got a pretty thin point on it. So, but all in all, it's nice. I mean, I like the design. I like the feel, the weight. That's pretty good. You know, it's definitely interesting. Let's talk about the steel. This is a 4034 steel. And I did a little research because I really wasn't familiar with 4034 steel. It's also known as Ramment 4034 steel. It's a European steel. It's also known as an X46 CR13. It's a low alloy stainless steel. So it takes a minimum of 13% chromium to get a stainless designation and a minimum of 0.4% carbon to make it a halfway decent steel. It's on the low end of the spectrum because its carbon content is 0.43 to 0.50 and its chromium content is 12.5 to 14.5. There weren't too many super specifics. So this is like the lowest end of a stainless steel you could get pretty much, but we'll get to the price later. But for the price point, I can understand why they went with this, I guess. I would have liked to see even just a 440 stainless, because 4034 steel is known as X46 CR13 and 440C is known as X105 CR MO17. You'll see a lot of a variation of 4034 is the 420J2, which is what you see in the your cheap replica fantasy knives, like, you know, your fantasy swords from the movies and stuff like that. Stuff that's supposed to be like wall art, not usable. That is a derivative of 4030. It's actually even a lower end. It doesn't have enough carbon in it or chromium in it to be considered a stainless steel. So that's why it clearly designates on boxes not for real use. But I mean, you know, it's a really low end alloy, but it is technically a stainless steel. I would have at least liked to have seen maybe even a Japanese or a Chinese, you know, 8CR13 MOV, something like that, a little bit of a higher quality blade. But, you know, for what this is not something you're going to be using for everyday cutting. You're just not. This is going to be a self-defense only style blade. I just don't see this having any other real use. It's cool. It's got that second kind of cool, but you know, that's really what it would be. It would be a second kind of cool, you know, throw in your back pocket because it's, you know, snaps out and it's now at the front, semi-auto, you know, non-auto. Deployment is actually pretty interesting on this. Let me pull the blade back in here and I'll do the deployment. So for the deployment, you just push forward on this. And I'm gonna do it this way so you can see it. I'll do it this way. There we go. So you push this forward, and it's gonna do without me catching on it. There you go. I mean, it's got a great, you know, deployment. I mean, it comes out with some serious authority, and it locks up. I mean, this is a solid lock. You know, so I definitely like that. The lockup is great. You know, you have very little bit of side to side, almost no up and down, which is really good. So it's got a good lockup. The locking mechanism is actually right here. You can see this right here. To release the blade, you actually have to you pull it all out, and you see it slides down, and then you just kind of pull this down, which is cool. And it also has a firearm style lock. So no red dot, it's locked. Red dot, it fires, which is pretty cool. So that's actually really nice. You can actually lock that in your pocket and nada. It also has I don't think it's carbide at all. I think it's just aluminum, like the scales here. It's all aluminum scales. I think it's just an aluminum carbide tip. And it's got, you know, as we said, it's aluminum scales. I think that would probably be a stainless steel liner going through there. Yeah, it's probably stainless steel here, and this is aluminum. It's got some good texture to it. I mean, you can really, you know, jimping's not super functional, but you can get a good grip on that. I mean, I like the out the back deployment is my personal favorite way of deploying this so far. Like, that's how I would deploy it, because it is tipped down. So I would probably pull it out this way and snap it down as a defensive weapon. And you can also lock it here, and I think that might lock. Let me see if that locks it. No, that doesn't lock that. Okay, you can still bring it in from there. So that's that. Take a look at the clip. So that's the clip right there. It is a deep carry clip. You can see it's a rolled clip. It's a rolled clip. Zoom in so you can see better. All right, so it's a rolled clip. So you got definitely deep carry. So I mean, that's gonna probably pull right up to about there in your pocket. So all you're gonna see is just a little tip in the top here. So it's not gonna be super obvious or evident that this is what you have. The clip retention, I mean, it's a pretty stiff clip. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. I'm liking that. I'm assuming this is just gonna be aluminum like the rest of the frame. So durability, like I said, I haven't tested this. You know, this was provided to me by Mr. Knife Guy for review. So the camera battery decided to die on me there. So let's go back to what we were talking about. Mr. Knife Guy, $43. Schrade Viper OTF out the front assisted. 43 bucks. Yeah, I can see that for this. Online, I've seen it, you know, anywhere from 35 to 50. So 43, right in the good range. Mr. Knife Guy is a great guy. You know, I bought a lot of stuff from him. He's really just a great person to talk to and deal with. If you are in Arizona, I really encourage you to go check out his storefront. He's in a store called Foodwise, which is like a prepper's dream for dehydrated and air hydrated foods, which is just freaking awesome. I spent like 2 hours in there today checking out cool shit. Like I said, if you're in Arizona, definitely go check out the store. He's go to his website. There's the address and everything right there. If you're not in Arizona, you can go to his website at mrknifeguy.com, which you can see right there, or give him a call right there. And you know, he has a website. It's not always updated, I've noticed, but he's going to be working on that, he said. But like I said, just give him a call. I mean, he knows his, you know, his inventory like the back of his hand, so he'll tell you what he has. And if he doesn't have it, he can get it for you. He's pretty much an authorized dealer for like every knife brand you pretty much could ever want or should want. And he gets really great prices. I'm not even kidding. So check him out. Shout out, big props to Mr. Knife Guy. Thank you for providing the blade for this review. And I look forward to getting the stuff back from him that I left there to have sharpened and cleaned up and reprofiled. So like I said, guys, check out Mr. Knife Guy. And if you're looking to get, you know, an inexpensive out the front knife, the first time you ever had one, or you finally want to check one out, this is probably a pretty cool knife. It'd definitely be a fun toy nonetheless. Add to the collection, wow factor, be like, oh dude, check it out, kapow! Awesome knife. So I like it. I think I'll probably be adding one to my collection. I may just be keeping this one and sending him some money. So it's pretty cool. But as always, Semper Fi, have a good day.
Oh my God!